E aí, beleza? Vamos para essa quest aqui, História de Dormir, a quest do Dunsleaf, eu acho, que é pré-requisito para começar a quest de Natlan. Vamos aí.
We
Cheio
made
de
it to
quest
Memória
presa.
Village! Why
Cheio
don't we
de
talk
quest
to
sem
some of the
fazer.
villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to buy?
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us.
Ah, so you're here about that then. Ah, you're not the first. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village is practically...
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any
I don't know. I really have no clue.
Okay. Guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. We just don't know the specifics. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think.
All right. Specifics aside, then,
Young guy. In his early 20s, probably. And I chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than...
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure. To think that he just up and...
Could he have just moved away?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway...
Huh. All right, thanks for the information.
It's that guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's got...
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very...
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. He would often take time to visit, and whenever someone had something on their mind, as the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping village...
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person, but, you wouldn't happen to know any...
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it.
It's okay. There's no... Well, Traveler, what do you think? Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or... Wait, so you're saying it's not that he... Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara village?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking...
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing...
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So...
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
Vamos aí. Caramba.
this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamar. I was surrounded by such good people and.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become. Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing no matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Whenever ever since he disappeared. No, none of those things.
Wow. You two must. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and.
Still not much to go.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't the last time I talked this much and come to think of it. Every time we talked, time always passed by really slowly. Even when it...
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. The Abyss Order. Could they be the... Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get...
Hora da porrada.
Neutralize! Look at you, food down! Watch out! Ah! Coming at you! Fire! Extract! Coming at you! A little ambiance.
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hill they seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight.
Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vamara Village just in case. Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village.
Yep, see you later, Atos! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or...
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the...
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain...
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch... The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the Hilichurl activity in the air?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased Hilichurl activity is merely a...
Still, the Hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while.
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything. Don't worry. There should be ample time to... Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a... It appears all we have by way of clues is increased Hilichurl activity. And that is certainly not...
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out that there's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage. The sinner you wish to know about. His situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long... His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Khaenri'ah. The wise Roptatyr, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhyndor,
Ah, a
the
Renedonte ela é uma
foul
pecadora.
Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
Olha, a Renedonte também. Caraca, não sabia.
No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhyndaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is
Essa
Skirk's
tá
master.
legal, mas Skirk.
And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
They were once people of great esteem in Khaenri'ah, those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from... Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said, I never intended...
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Docile and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village. The person who seems to exist only in...
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing...
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further. Oh, so tired. I used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated... Well, let's go find Dane! We've got a...
This is such a great place for a vacation. Let me just take a few more days This is such a great place for a vacation. Let me just take a few more days
Ai, ai.
This is such a great place for a vacation. Let me just take a few more days off.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission.
Oh, a young guy? Early 20s? Serious?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that... memories of him.
Maybe...
No, it wasn't a dream. There, and I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability...
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, but why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps Implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my... Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the Eye, I would see come with me. We must check whether the Eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
Of course.
My time with the Spina has taught me that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all.
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
You want me on your team?
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there. Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the Abyss.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Desolation!
This will brighten up the place.
Silver send up!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand back!
Coming at ya! Fire!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see. Can you feel that? There's...
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, just think of it as a way to divide and conquer. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone. I know you must have a lot to say, but if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on. Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they...
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of black. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now? It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be... Oh, this is weird. Let's check if... Looks like the same thing is happening over here, too.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer...
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the Hilly have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing... Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be...
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern. But as far as I'm...
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about... Huh? Well, you know, the young guy from Vimara Village. Though that's kind of the whole reason we're here.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you...
But how is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Ahmed. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again? You're right. We should...
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about her? He's around 20 years old, and you...
Oh, I know who you...
Really? You
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just... Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with the...
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. Time travel is extremely difficult to perform. Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him. No, Bahram still remembers him. He just forgot. If we really did travel back... If this person...
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's, just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all. Right. If he's But didn't Bayram just say that he saw him leave? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? Good idea. That'll help us narrow things. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow get...
allowed to pass within the false memories.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That's the tell of the fake The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something like there could be overlap or something. People might start to... That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time.
The color of the sky coincides.
Oh, right! That's
Come to think of it, every time we talked, time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely it. Yeah!
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't. You could also just...
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman. You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Ele é o mago do abismo.
Oh, right! This version of Atosa...
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me, so I should see what they need.
Another time, huh?
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power. No, that doesn't seem right. I need to think about this some more.
Será que é o Caribert da outra quest?
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. Dane's brother, one of the 5... The founder of the Abyss Order. The man... No, that doesn't seem right. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the... Your... Caribert Alberic.
É o antepassado do Kaeya.
Oh, you know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't... Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling... This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye, but... I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come.
Que isso?
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all, as you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now... Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal... Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the loom of fate. But, despite his intentions for me, I never truly in truth. I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the loom of fate. As for your question, the loom of fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger, and once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. After all, its existence cost me my life. Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so... I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life. I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What Chief Amadia, Baram, Granny Jahiat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago. Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
Ele era o menininho da outra quest. Nossa, coitado, velho.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the sudden... I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this, the loom of fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront them. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan. That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait.
Nossa, que cuzão.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what... Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend in the face of everything they could be planning. I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a... In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal... You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was to implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my but now, the bedtime story.
Voice.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years. The loom of fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to use it before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes, such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the heavenly principles situation.
Pode crer. A Furina passou o poder da poder celestial pro Neverlet, né?
However, the heavenly principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very... So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Caramba, hein?
Still so sleepy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. Oh, and Dane came by just now? He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that Q was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are. Sleep well.
Hey, Rum, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and there he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. It looked like, and after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is. And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now. Paimon wonders how Atos is doing. Maybe we should go check on. Paimon didn't see her.
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to... I was part of the search party, so I... remembered what... Honestly, I just... can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but... I have this feeling... I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares? Okay, I'll admit. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye? You don't need to comfort. It's just like Curry Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and... Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I...
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's... Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after... A picture? What?
Tá, legal. Agora sim, concluído os pré-requisitos para Natlan. Até a próxima.